before you start that NGO registration, before you start doing your client's NGO registration, this is a video for you to learn from. Welcome to this video. If you are a CAC accredited agent or you want to do the NGO registration yourself, this is a video for you to learn from. As you can see, I'm sure you might be thinking that, oh, you've dashed CAC a lot of money. Yes, I've dashed CAC a lot of money, despite knowing the fact that despite knowing some rules, I actually decided to give it a trial and learn a whole lot from this, right? So as a business consultant, right, let me start with this, the background of this. As a business consultant, you do not just work in favor of the job, you also work in favor of the owner of the job. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You, as a business consultant, especially in this registration aspect, you work in favor of your client's satisfaction. You satisfy them. And when it comes to NGO registration, this is how I usually do tell my customers or my clients this. I usually do tell them that for every application denied, every name requiring consent denied, you will pay for it because you are the one giving me the name, and there is no space for us or opportunity for us to check the approval or to check if a name will actually be approved for NGO. That is only permissible for any other entity aside NGO. NGO will do the application, and the denial cost us money, the approval cost us money, even the queried ones cost us money, right? So I usually do tell my clients right before I start my job that if at all any denial comes in, you'll be the one to pay for the extra money that I'm going to use to file another application, right? And this is what I actually did for this. So so you need to be happy with me that no, all this money you are seeing here, I'm not the one paying for it, and I'm the one paying for it, right? So but we have a lot to learn from this video, right? We have a lot to learn from this video. So the purpose of this video is just to share some query hacks and some denial hacks with you, and I've decided to bring this upon myself that I would try to unravel this with a lot of you, so that you will know some reasons why your NGO registration or your NGO reservation might be denied or queried. Because guess what, each of these things cost me 5,000, 5,000 naira, 5,000 naira. So yes, let's start with this, right? So like I said earlier, I was working in favor of my clients, and I satisfied her to the extent that she actually later come down to the CAC level, because there's no way you, even if you want to satisfy your client, there's no way you bring CAC to come down to your client's level. Your clients will be the one to do what? To come down to the CAC level. I mean, abide with their rules and regulation of every registration compliance, right? So let's open each and every of this denied application. Then I explain why we actually have this here, right? Why some of it might be what you already know, or some of it might be what you do not know, right? So these clients came to me that, Miriam, I want to maintain the word gaps, GAPS, in my registration. Let's go back to where we have this. Right? She told me that I want us to maintain the word gaps, GAPS, in the registration, because it actually stands for something which we are affiliated with United Nations. We are affiliated with United Nations, and that gaps, it stands for something which I would not want to disclose. So I thought, okay, no problem, I will try my best, right? I will try my best. So the first one we did, right? Let's go to the first one that we did, that was queried. And you know, there's also something that you need to know. There's a type of queried. There's a type of query that you will receive on name requiring consent, that you cannot change it. Even if you change it, it will not reflect. You have to do a new application. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Let's check this, right? Let's check this. So this was actually queried, and the only thing why it was queried was because I was told that the reason for the query is that the word global is not used in NGO. Like, the word global is not used in any NGO. The word global is not used. So you need to, like, one thing I want to let you know in this application is that the word global cannot be used in NGO registration. If you've done that in the past and it has worked, let us know in the comment section. And if you've done it recently and it's worked, let me know in the comment section, so that I will know how to prepare my letter and write a query back to CAC that no, you query this thing for me and you approved it for this person, right? So let's check. I think I can find. I should be able to, like, find. It should be here. Okay, here, right? So this is it. The word global is not allowed, right? Global is not allowed. The application has been queried, and the reason for the query is that the word global is not allowed. And like I told you earlier, there's a type of query that you will receive that you'll be able to resolve on CAC portal, and there's especially during NGO registration, and there's a type that you will not be able to resolve. You see this one, even if I edit this name, it's not even editable. There's no way I can edit it right here and resolve this query. And name substitution doesn't work at the reservation stage for NGO. Copy that. Let me say it again. Name substitution doesn't work for NGO registration or NGO reservation at this stage. I mean, the first stage, name substitution cannot work. And if you've tried it and it worked, just let me know in the comment section. Let us know so you can debunk my lies. But name substitution does not work because I've tried it before and it did not work, right? So one thing I just want to let you know here is that the word global is not allowed, right? So that has actually forfeited the first trial in making my clients have gaps in our NGO registration name, right? So that's one lesson from this. So let's go to the second one, which I have right here. The second one which I have right here, this one was even denied totally, right? So this name substitution doesn't work, right? The name substitution doesn't work, and if I already know from, I'm not the of this, I already know from this number 4 here that the word global cannot be used for NGO registration, but it actually works for company and business name registration. I've tried it. It works for company and business name registration. So let's check this one that was actually denied, and let's check the reason why it was denied, right? Other thing here is the reason for the rejection is that names not properly qualified. Please, names not qualified. In fact, could you believe that I called CAC over this thing? At the third stage, I called them because this thing, if you are following the dates, right, it took about 3 to almost 4 months before we could get past this stage. And I will tell you the solution later in the video. So let's listen very carefully. So this one says, names not properly qualified, please. Names not properly qualified, please. Right? So one thing I want to explain to you here in this video, which one of those CAC representatives told me, is that your name, your NGO name, your NGO registration name must reflect the objective that you are doing. It must reflect all these your objectives here. It must reflect it, right? So you cannot just say that, okay, you are doing like a ministry, because I've seen clients in the past come to me for that kind of thing. Like, they will tell me that they want to register a church, right? And they want to also be doing like a NGO or something like that. I'll be like, NGO, church, NGO, church. It's not the same thing, ma. It's not the same thing, sir. If you want to register a church, register a church. If the church wants to have like a foundation under the church name, we can also do that one separate. It will even have a separate name. For example, let's say the Royal House of God Ministry. That's one. The Royal House of God Ministry is mainly for church. The Royal House of God Ministry is mainly for church. So if that church wants to have like a foundation, to be, for example, the Royal House of God Foundation. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. And they are not the same thing. Like, the objectives are not the same thing. The Royal House of God Ministry, we only have objectives that are related to a ministry. For example, like holding services every holding services on certain days, and all other objectives I usually do put under ministry. While the one for Royal House of God for foundation, we have objectives that are related to foundation. For example, helping women, helping youths, helping marginalized groups helping marginalized groups, or other people, to provide humanitarian and reliefs, to provide to advocate equal access and sort. But you cannot make an NGO name that's already having like a ministry in its name, or a church or something, let it have, or trying to like boycott the registration to make it have foundation objectives together with ministry objectives. It will not even go. Like, it will not even go. So what this query, or what this denial is actually stating here, is that name not properly qualified, please. And you might actually think like me when I got this rejection, maybe the name. So what we did again is that we changed the name at this stage, not knowing that we are still coming back to the same query. So this one states Goodwill Ambassador for Peaceful Societies, right? This is GAPS. You remember what I told you, that the goal of the client is to make sure we have gaps in the registration, right? Which is actually what we were following. And what we were aiming at, right? So let's look at this. So this is the second one that we actually denied, and it states name not properly qualified, right? Okay, so we change the name to Goodwill Advocates for Peaceful Societies. Like, I replicated this name. I replicated this name in 3 places. That's why you're not seeing different options. And you see that we had this same query again. Like, the same query again. And you know the reason? Because we did not get the formal query, the formal reason for rejection. We did not get it quite well, which is actually what I explained to you. So it was at this stage I called CAC and I told them, hello sir, hello uncle, hello sister, I'm really tired of you guys, because I don't know how you guys, because I was actually still trying to like protect my client's name, protect my client's interest, which is these gaps. And there's no way we are going to achieve gaps until we look for names that starts with, until we look for words that starts with GAPS, something like that, right? So we tried a lot of options, as you can see, and it did not work. So what I just want to explain to you in this rejection and the previous rejection is that you should make sure that your objectives is aligning with your NGO registration name, right? Because as the registration person, as the business consultant that wants to handle the registration, you can use your God eye view to actually look at the name. Sometimes I know some of my clients that they will send to me, Miriam, help me look at this name if it will be approved. If it is NGO registration, I tell them, sir, I can only give like a professional view on it. I cannot attest, or I cannot like guarantee your approval, right? So if the name is denied, you're actually going to pay an additional fee of so to it, right? Because I cannot guarantee the approval and I cannot guarantee the denial, but I can use a professional view for it, right? So that's what you can also do in your own position. You can use like the professional view to check the name. Okay, this name will be approved and this name cannot be approved. So after a deep conversation with one of those CAC person, he told me that your name, your NGO registration name, must align with your objectives. If you are doing humanitarian, let it show that you are doing humanitarian, right? Let it show that you are doing humanitarian. If you are doing a ministry, let it show that you are doing ministry. You understand? And let it show in the name. So I was even trying to defend that, okay, we are advocating for peace in society. It's reflecting in the name. And I said no. You understand? He said no. So he said I should redo the application and let the name be more simple, like words that even with one line like this, if the approval officer sees it with one line, we'll be able to understand, okay, yes, this is what this person is doing with the NGO, right? So it was then we actually did our don't let me call it the last one, right? It was then that we did this recent one, which was also denied. It was then that we also did this recent one, which was also denied, and it is called GAPS Humanitarian Empowerment Foundation. And you see, this name is not as if the previous comments or the previous rejections does not valid in this one. It's valid. It's just that these gaps, like we saw earlier, is something that made it got denied, right? The Humanitarian Empowerment Foundation says everything, right? It's just as if they just want to see that foundation. You know, we have different categories of NGOs. Let me make this video more elaborate. We have different categories of NGOs. We have association, we have club, we have foundation, we have initiative, right? Initiative. So these are categories. For example, association now, for example, let's say former sets of a particular school, let's say 2020 clinical, 2020 something / 2020 something sets, association, then you mention the school, right? That word association, it has actually given a mark to the approval officer that, okay, yes, this name can go, this name can fly. That word association. Then foundation is something that you use. For example, now the recent family NGO that I registered, the people came to me that, okay, they want to register an NGO, that they want to be saving money with their family name. They just want to open accounts. They don't want to open NGO. They want to open accounts. So they said they should go and do CAC. I was like, okay, this is what we will do for you. We'll open a foundation. So when I told them that we'll open a foundation, they said, no, we don't want foundation. No, we don't have time to be doing foundation. I said, you don't have time to be doing foundation. You cannot open CAC. You cannot have CAC documents. So I told them that it is that foundation that will open on your family's name. That you will be able to use to open accounts. Then you save the money that you want to be saving there. And I told them that money that you want to be saving, it's not as if you want to be saving it forever. They said, no, we want to be using it to help our family people, our family children. I said, hey, that's foundation now. You want to be using it to help your family people? Yes. So we name it Kiniko Family Trust Foundation. So you get. Then we also have club. Club is for I don't know how I'm going to. Club is actually more of like a society that is sharing like a common interest or a common goal, right? So we can actually give them that keyword club. We also have which one is the fourth one I mentioned? Initiative. So initiative, for example, all these NGOs that they don't like using foundation, but they are like an initiative that they have a vision that they are driving towards. Maybe, for example, helping underprivileged, helping education and all of that. So they don't want to use the word keyword foundation. We use initiative, and I've gotten an approval for 2 or 3 that I use initiative for. So those 4 keywords, they are what CAC wants to see in your registration. Like they want to see it in your registration, like, okay, yes, this person really has it, and this person is really doing it, and this person really understand what he or she is doing. So why this one was denied was because I used an acronym. I used an acronym, an abbreviation. So they said use of acronyms and abbreviation is not allowed. So which means that it is a general rule, right? If you have used an acronym or abbreviation in your NGO registration before, let me know in the comment section so that I will prepare my letter, my sue letter, and go and sue that person that denied this thing. You understand? Because of this for 5,000 is paying me. It's really paying me. So the use of acronyms and abbreviation is not allowed. That's what you also need to know if you are doing your NGO registration. Make sure you avoid use of acronyms and abbreviations because it is not allowed. So ladies and gentlemen, these are the trials and the error I made for my clients. So you should be happy with me that my God is denial, because through it you have been able to learn. Wow, this is a really long video, 20 minutes. So yes, we did the other one. We did our 5th trial, and it was approved. I actually heed to all the queries and all the denial, all the reasons for rejection, and it was approved. Right, it was actually approved. I'm not going to disclose that here. So if you have any question, right, if you have any question regarding everything that I've said here, I have a course, but I'm going to like give the viewers of this video, because the hustle is really very hard, the viewers of this video, for even staying to the end, 20 minutes long, the viewer of this video, I'll give you like 3 months from this video, from the dates that this video is uploaded, 3 months plus, for you to like access me, call me, message me. In fact, what am I even saying? Because people see now, I'm still getting comments, like I'm still getting messages in my DM regarding video that I've made like 8 months ago. So yes, you can reach out anytime. And we also have like a support group. We have a full support group that we have professionals. In fact, I don't even need to even reply to your messages there. We have professionals that will reply to your messages, your queries, and they will give you answers to your query. And you can also subscribe to this channel, share this video to whoever might need it, and don't forget to comment. Let us hear your view on any part of this video, right? And I'll be looking forward to hear from you. Thank you very much, and that will be all.